All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to UHE Sports Twitch channel, where today we'll be covering the Risen Unstoppable Fall 2024 League of Legends series. And right now we have UHE Sports versus White Lotus. But for that, introductions. I'm Professor Layton. We got EXO dead. He's not dead right now, but he's here. He's alive. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing great. I am hopefully going to be part of the group that witnesses UHE JV's first win of the season. Um, a lot of a lot of optimism, hopeful optimism that this team manages to pull through with a win today. Hopefully a 2-0 at that.
Yeah, hopefully. You have to wait and see what happens there. Because especially since UH not off to a good start, they're 0-2 right now, so sort of lost. They have two strikes in that loss column, one more strike, and that their playoff dreams might be over, honestly. Because I believe only top four from each group make it into the playoff stage.
I believe that's right, and as we've already seen, White Lotus is 1-1, so they are UHE is coming up from the bottom. But speaking as someone who in JV went completely without wins in a whole season,
That's
um,
crazy.
I'm sure that that is a hard to repeat record, and I think UHE hopefully, like I said, hopefully 2-0, but I'm not opposed to seeing a game 3 today. I think if their jungle and topside on UHE are managed to hold their mental intact,
hmm
a game 3 win might still be possible.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but as we were talking, apparently draft flow is already in there. So let's check out the draft flow if we're able to, because right now we're already halfway through it of the first pick and ban phase. So we already see the Ash Braum, which for White Lotus, which me and you know personally, that is a very strong bot lane with the Jarvan added onto that. Opposite side, we see Braum's iconic Kaisa, and at one point, that Poppy was an Echo. So and Sami was thinking about it, but instead going for the Poppy, trying to stop the engage of the Jarvan.
Um, I, just before this game started to go off about an hour ago, we did a blitz scrim into the Kai'Sa Nautilus bot lane that we're seeing from UHE.
Oh God.
I'm hoping that they remember some of the things that I told them about this bot lane. Of course, we know engage with Kai'Sa is very strong, both from the Poppy and Nautilus, help her to get her
hmm
passive stacking, which are both really big. However, I think this is all going to come around to how Nautilus plays this lane, because as we know, Braum can heavily abuse the fact that his passive is so strong with the Ashe level 1. Yeah, especially if Ashe takes Lethal Temple here. I'd be interested to see if Kai'Sa ends up going PTA. There's some argument over which one is better, but I think White Lotus will have the stronger level 1 bot side. Poppy, as we've seen in Worlds, broken pick, played in every single
Hey,
role.
three
Really can't
rows.
go
I
wrong.
did it. Let's do it. I got it.
Really can't go wrong with Poppy. Although I don't know if I've seen this Nautilus be able to peel off a J4 from Kai'Sa. That's the one thing I'm concerned of. I think
It's
Poppy is going to have to do a lot here
yeah,
for Kai'Sa.
especially because it is a Braum. Like we've always talked about, like Braum is the best counter to the engaged champions like the Rel, like the Nautilus, like the Thresh. If they go in, he just Qs or autos once. And with an Ashe that can get very fast, that should be a dead Nautilus or forced to blow a flash away. As we're talking about the second ban phase going through already, we see Olaf, Galio banned out, along with the Viego. And I'm not sure what that ban is. They may be talking about it in chat. Or so, I'm not sure what's happening. But Echo locked in, which actually, no, wait, that's a Poppy top lane probably.
That is most definitely a Poppy top lane. Unless they're about to pull one of the craziest draft moves I think I've ever seen from JV, and that's a Nautilus top lane, which I personally would just love to see. I think that would be great.
I think
Um,
that's not bad, honestly. Nautilus top, it could still work out. I'm not
oh
sure.
no, it's him. They picked him. They picked the Smolder.
Okay,
Oh
okay, okay,
no.
okay. The question is that should be mid lane Smolder, but we have seen Aurora be played in that mid lane. So two of the newest champs getting locked in, and that is a Yordle. That's a purple one in the mid lane for. It's not Fujinaka fanboy. It's Shirokuro USA. She is subbing in the mid lane today for the JV squad.
I'm seeing a lot of zone control from the side of UHE here. We have the Echo E, we have the Vagar cage, we have Poppy as well. I think that will all work very well for Kai'Sa, but I think the one thing that I'm seeing them lacking here is, besides Vagar, I don't think they're going to have a lot of stick on power as well as damage. because Echo, unless he gets ahead, kind of falls off when compared to
Agreed.
champions like Smolder. J4 has a similar issue. He does fall off later into the game, so it'll be interesting to see both junglers playing these very high tempo early game junglers. Um, I can't speak for the side of White Lotus, but I have seen Anthony's early game jungle, and sometimes it can be a little rocky.
I mean, one of the big things that Anthony makes to make sure that when he is trying to go for these invades, he has to make sure he has pushing lanes, especially with bot, top, or mid. If he decides to invade somewhere in the jungle, there's no pushing lanes. It's a high chance that the enemy team's laners will be coming to mess you up along with the enemy jungler. So you have to be careful. You have enough tempo that enables you to do that, or you have Bradley coming in as well to assist you with these invades. But with wait and see, especially because it is going to be a Nautilus. A Nautilus is so good to help assisting your jungler for these either counter invades or just counter ganks in general. So I want to see how they roam together as a duo because I haven't really seen it as much in these past 2 weeks for this JV squad.
Mm. I do think I'd prefer the skirmishes from the bot side of White Lotus here. I think Braum will have a lot of roam power. Ash is pretty easily able to shred down, especially after static. She's able to shred down these
Oh
minions and sort of
God,
keep
yeah.
herself safe. So I think the jungle skirmish on the side of White Lotus on the bot side looks way stronger. But I do think UHE has a winning skirmish in the top side because Poppy just offering so much control sort of allows Echo to just sort of move through. You have Veigar who's able to cage off the Smolder, keep him from roaming. So I think the top side is where I'd want to be playing towards for
Huh.
UHE, just because I think their skirmish is a little better with the jungler. But I'm giving a lot of respect to the Braum passive here. If the Braum can't land his Qs or get in
It's
there and out of
winnable.
it,
It's winnable.
winnable. It's totally winnable.
So I'm not sure how interaction works, because I know for Aura's W, when she does use that, she's able to go invisible. But with Poppy W, does that sort of cancel it out? Actually, I'm not sure how that interaction works.
So because Aurora, when she goes into her invis, it does count as a leap. Because of that part, Poppy can, but Poppy also has to then play the game of, oh, did I see exactly which direction Aura started her jump to? Because if
100
Aurora
ping
jumps
reaction.
backwards, Poppy's W is just gonna be just sitting there.
No, it's the 100 ping reaction from UHE this game. So if pure epicness, you have to have one of those pure moments of just pure epicness, really, actually.
I, you know what, fair play. You know, what, I walked into that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Wait and see what happens. But yeah, I believe as we're slowly getting through the regular picks and bans to the clients, like you mentioned, Ash Brom, very strong early game, and it's going to be up to see how Brom along with Bread plays it out. Because like you mentioned, if the Brom is able to actually land these strikes, if he's able to get the pass on top of it, they'd be very respectful of it. And I do want to see, is Ethan gonna go towards his cleanse or sticking with his guns, going for this barrier? Because against an Ash Brom, you expect a cleanse coming out for this Kaisa.
There should almost definitely. I don't see a world where he shouldn't take cleanse here. Um, yeah, I mean, otherwise, because your barrier value is going to be very low, especially because Ash with lethal tempo specifically will do a lot more overtime damage versus Kai'Sa's very burst oriented playstyle. So if Kai'Sa's looking to be in and out of fights, which she is with her
Hmm.
ult and her E evolution, I think cleanse is the only way to really play her
Got
here.
it.
I'm also interested. Another thought that I'm thinking of now would be the choice of runes coming from the support champions here. Because if Braum
Mm.
ends up going the Guardian plus Ash with a barrier, that's a very, very
It's a lot
hard,
of
long
shields.
fight to try and push. Yes, that I think in the extended fight that the amount of those shields will really start to add up. So I'm interested if Nautilus will choose to go Glacial here to sort of play around the
Ooh.
idea of being a more bursty bot lane, right? Get a pick, not allow them to move, get in, get out.
Yeah.
Because I think Aftershock in the long run will not win them the long fights in the bot lane.
So we talked about a little bit on top. We talked about the junk. Talked about the bot lane. Let's talk about the mid lane right now. The two of the most stacky champions in current League of Legends, the Smolder versus the Veigar. Um, when you do have a lot of those stacks, who would you think Smolder would have a lot more, but you do have to be careful about the one-shot potential of this Veigar, especially if Shirokuro, if she's able to get enough of these stacks early on, we might see the Smolder get one shot, but vice versa as well.
See, now there is a hush hush build that I have seen on Vagar recently where it's a Fimbulwinter rush on Vagar. I'm
I
not sure if you've seen that
I
though. Have you
have
seen that
I
post?
have seen it. I have seen it. Just as confirmation, yeah, we're just now in that 3 minute spectator delay right now, so we're just waiting it out really. So we're almost there. Just don't be worried. But yeah, I do want to see how that plays out. So what's next? Fimbulwinter? What do you got? Like a Rod of Ages next or something? How does that build work?
Fimbulwinter, I believe it's Fimbulwinter Roa into I'm forgetting the name of it, but it would be the support item that gives speed. It's the one that ADTF would run for a while.
Oh, Shurelio's
Um,
Reverie.
Aurelios, yeah, I believe that's your 3 item core, and then you go full AP, you pick up your Death Cap fourth, and then
Oh my.
your Magic Pen fifth.
So
I hope I don't see it though.
but if that
Really
happens, so you're
hope
saying is that Shirokuro is gonna be a lot more tankier and healthier than both the Nautilus and Poppy.
you know, because I know she's a support player and a
There's a high
somewhat of a
chance.
bot lane player, I kind of hope that she does it just so that she survives because I think her CC at the end of the day will play more towards their
And
favor.
and and I won't be too mad if she does go for that Shirelli as well, 'cause especially with the comp you have, with the Nautilus, the Poppy, and the Echo, having a Shirelli for the extra movement speed for the engage or disengage as well work really well for this 5-man squad, honestly.
And as we know, Poppy with Deadman's Plate plus the Shirelios is very hard to get away from.
Is that Rammus or Poppy now? I don't know, man. It's a little too fast there. But yeah, let's see how this plays out. I mean, both the two of us have actually played. I think we played this bot lane before, the Ash Braum versus something like the Kai'Sa Nautilus, and we've done things where you go, Ash level one goes for the Q first, and to get bonus movement speed with the Ranger's
Hmm.
focus. But and as long as you either blow the cleanse or blow flash, you should be able to zone them out from the first wave, and you get your W, your volley right afterwards. So let's see if they
Hmm.
do that or just stick with the standard volley start. Just going for the level 2 early if possible.
I think they should be able to get quite a lot of control unless there's a very small possibility, but if UHE is able to get a short trade from the very front bush on their side, I think if Nautilus lands an early Q on the Ash and Kai'Sa is able to get a few free hits in along with her isolated Q, then that pressure alone might let them hit the level 2 first.
Got it, got it.
But we might see a clash right in the middle brush of them just throwing things at each other. So I guess we'll have to see.
All right, level 1, just like full on 2v2 trades. I want to see that. But yeah, but I do like the Poppy pick though. We mentioned a little bit. We mentioned a lot. I do know. Is this still the interaction where the flap flap from Smolder doesn't get, I guess, disengaged by the Poppy W? I know that was a thing for a bit.
That mm, I feel like it got hotfixed because I feel like I've been playing Smolder and been like, oh, what the hell, Poppy stopping me every single time. I think she can stop him sort of towards the beginning of his E and the end of his E. I'm not sure if it mid-flight
Mm,
cancels him, but I know as
okay.
he's engaging to the fly, you can stop it, as well as right towards the ground. If she clips with the W, it'll stop it. Um, I mean, we'll see.
Working in 5, 4.
Yep. Let's see as we are into game number 1 of this series for week number 3, UHE JV versus White Lotus. And we saw a cheeky level 1 invade for the vision control coming out from this squad.
Okay, we're seeing. Okay, the Nautilus is choosing to back. We managed to see that they got vision on the bot side of the map here. It looks like Ash and Braum are going to situate themselves very aggressively, noting that the Nautilus was not there to sort of push them off of that area of the map. And I'm seeing a ping towards the first bush.
Oh,
Oh no.
you'd expect that they know what's gonna happen here, especially with this Grace and It's John already in there. And as you mentioned, it is gonna be the Guardian for this squad and not the Glacial or for. I know you're a fan of it, uh, of that one. See what
Oh,
that do,
oh
Brom.
no.
He knows something.
Please sniff it out. Please
They
sniff it
sniff it
out.
out. Instead, the Concussive will go on top of Bradley, so Bradley will walk away. Does get stunned up. The volley comes out, so it is not going to be the Rangers' focus there. Lose around a third of HP for both of them. No pass blown. So, all in all, not a bad early exchange. Still decently healthy enough. And then and that top, oh god, it's a top Smolder.
It is indeed a top Smolder. You know what? If they're gonna run down my games, I hope he runs down.
Yeah, what was the score again? What was the score again?
0-13 for my Smolder
Mm,
top lane
mm.
in a diamond game, diamond 4.
You know that reminds me of Worlds a couple years ago. Someone by the name of Lep.
That does sound eerily familiar to me.
Yep.
Do you want to remind me exactly what
Oh
happened?
yeah, no, he went like 0, 13, and 8 or something. As I think Poppy top lane
Hmm.
at Worlds is pretty funny. But I said, look at this early gank coming out in the mid lane towards Shiro Kuro. Here comes the Jarvan.
The flag is
Flash
there.
out, and the flag will be a drag in this regard as he doesn't get anything. But he does get a flash though.
I think that's a really good thing for their mid lane here. Aurora's sort of able to add more pressure onto this Veigar early, who does, as we know, doesn't do a lot of damage yet.
You're just trying to farm up, stack up. I mean, both the Smolder and the Veigar want just a farm up, stack up. She did opt towards. Actually, hold that thought as Ansami is here. He's gonna be level 3,
Okay.
has the W. Let's see what he does. Looking to see if he can get the parallel convergence on top of one. Nothing just yet. We'll get the
W
stun.
misses
The
from the
W
Kaisa.
does get both of them, forcing you to cleanse from disgrace. Getting more procs, but Kaisa getting slowed by the Ranger's focus. And all in all, it was just gonna be a
Are we gonna see a
cleanse.
counter? Oh, okay. It
Okay.
looks like Ethan will be safe, but we might be seeing a counter gank here as we're looking at the
Oh,
J4.
but Ansami's in trouble.
Oh.
No flash available. And actually, flash was available, but nothing used as first blood going over to Poppy Fox.
I think that was just a rough thing that Anthony probably should have picked up on, seeing that Braum was still deciding to force on the engage there. I think he should have been thinking that it was possible that we would be seeing a counter gank, seeing as how we saw J4 run through mid earlier.
Yeah, you'd hope so, but unfortunately nothing just yet. And I'm looking at that Smolder real fast. I believe that was 21 stacks, so almost at the first upgrade in this top side. There as oh, thank you, Observer, for correcting. I saw that change. I respect it. I respect it. I do that too sometimes. I always forget to change it. It's like you think Poppy's jungle, but like Eris mentioned earlier, Poppy can go all 3 lanes: top, jungle, support. Meanwhile, mid lane, we do see Shiro Kuro getting electrocuted by this rabbit girl. As pure epicness, he's getting dragged up right now. A little bit low in health, but no mana available for Fresh Burger. But we have seen these. Oh, he's going fleet footwork as well. Actually, I just noticed that he doesn't have grasp.
I'm hoping Pure Epicness recognized that this wave is pushing into him, so he could, if he wanted to, take an early reset and have a TP back into a nice lane that he can freeze. Oh, but he's breaking it. Oh dear.
Not very epic of him, really. As it looks like, oh, Ethan hasn't backed yet, so Brome's still holding on to a lot of this gold right now. You know, you see the pickaxe already in the pocket for this Ashe, for Disgrace, as finally the reset's happening as well in the top side. Looks like Brome might be trying to reset now as well.
What do you think the build is we're going to be seeing from these bot laners? I'm thinking we're going to see Kaisa static. I'm not sure what Ashe will be picking up here, because normally whenever I play Ashe, I like to pick up her attack speed items
Yeah,
first.
either you go Retrix or you go for the what's that called? The slingshot, right? That's you see first.
Slingshot.
And both of them going for that pickaxe early on, as we do see another potential gank towards mid. The flag, the drag, the flash up with the ultimate. Another kill for Poppy Fox as Shiro Kuro down in the dumpster.
Really good Aurora setup there. I really like how she managed to get her ult in just within the tower range, just to keep right perfect for the J4 flag.
Perfect indeed. As now,
Smolder, we're seeing, just hit his first Q evolution. He's got that AoE Q now, is able to very safely push into the Poppy.
Yeah, and especially because it's a lane like this where you pretty much have free reign in this top side with a range versus the melee matchup. Pure Happiness, final level 6, does have his Keeper's Verdict, and honestly,
I'd like to see him take these a little more aggressive. I think he can, especially with
unironically,
his,
he should be able to get a flash here if he wanted to, as Void Grubs all 3 taken away by Poppy Fox. While on the opposite side, we will be seeing Ansami on that break, which is going to be that Ocean Break.
Oh, we have an engage.
Coming in, the
a little short
charge. A little short indeed, but have to be careful because he did see that Grubs was taking. You're not sure where the Jarvan is just yet.
I think we're about to see a collapse here on the Dragon. We see Anthony walking walking right into her.
Right into Fuji, forced to back away. There goes the cage coming out from Shiro Kuro. Will help out her jungler just a little bit. As
I believe we might be given this Dragon here.
No, actually they're not. They're giving away the Scuttle Crab. Red should be taken. Ansami will be taken away as well. There goes the Cataclysm as another kill going over to him. 3-0-0 for the king of the jungle.
The J4 seems to be reading through Echo's movements around the jungle like a book. Oh, we are seeing the Ash R come down.
Yep, there goes Ash R. There comes the fight. I'm not sure how much experience they have just yet, but Brum should be decently close to his ultimate as well for the Killer Instinct. Nothing known yet.
We're just seeing a little trade of the HP on the supports, something ADCs love.
Of
make
course,
sure the
man.
support gets low and not me.
Real. As a support player, yeah, I know how that goes. As we do see Onsami coming down again, along with Shirokuro will get spotted out by a ward. Unfortunately, he will have his sweeper in just a little bit. Getting picked out there. We do see it's gonna be a pickaxe and a longsword in the pocket of this drum. Is it? What?
You want to run it back? One more time.
Yeah. I think the song got blocked. I think it's an eclipse right now. I think that's what I see.
That would be correct.
That's
We've seen
crazy.
Eclipse coming from the jungler, able to back and immediately have that massive power spike this early into the game. I think that is
It's only
a really
8
big
minutes
deal.
in. It was, it's a 3-hit goal lead as well for this team. It was a bunch of that goal lead being towards that. Pretty much everyone on that team has a goal lead as well. Looks like most of it being towards that mid and jungle duo of White Lotus. As Bradley.
But we are also seeing a steady CS gap between the and we got an engage coming in. Just a little short trade, tap him on the head a little bit.
Just need the aftershock. No ultimate just yet from this guy, but here's gonna come out for the Aurora with the Between Worlds. Looking to get more damage, but we'll have to force it back away. Finally, we do see the depth charge is up and ready for Bradley if he wants to stay, but instead we'll be backing away, leaving. If he does get this back, Brome's not resetting. He'll be in danger. Decides.
I think they are in big danger of a dive here. If I'm White Lotus, I'm diving.
Yeah, but Brum decided to stay. Bradley will dodge it. Here comes TP coming in from the Poppy. There goes the volley. They want more. Looks like we're getting all the action. The Poppy is charging in. A nice glitchful picture coming in from there. But there goes the flash away from Disgrace. They want more. Poppy Fox for the re-engage. Also getting low. Missing the reg line there. As a lot of summoner spells, a lot of ults blown. But nothing else just yet.
I think right there, White Lotus overextended, and I think UHE did a good job of making sure to get those TPs in just to save your bot lane.
Yeah. I do feel like Shirokuro might have been able to walk up towards topside to get a shove in as well, or probably try to match it. I says Poppy has to walk all the way around now to even try to get back to top lane. As Fuji is going to be getting caught out, but a flash wave from Shirokuro. There's going to be the Poppy charge on top of Poppy. That's not confusing at all.
And we're not really seeing a lot of damage from any of these champions yet, which might be a good thing, might be a bad thing.
I mean, you mentioned we do. It's literally gonna be a catalyst, gonna be the first item built up whenever she does side back for Shirokuro. We see the Rubicon, see the Mono Crystal, along with the tier. So it's just a lot of stacking in the early game for these champions. But you're not the only stacking champions this game, as you see. Fresh Burger, I'm not sure if we're able to. I do want to see how much stacks this guy has, if possible.
This guy is also looking at a 10 CS per minute game here. Really impressed to be seeing that on Smolder, a pick that isn't so heavily picked right now, and doing well. Oh, never mind, I will take it back. It is picked.
I mean,
doing
it is.
Well.
I mean, hey, if you're LCK and LPO, you still pick it no matter what. Lucian mid, Smolder mid, it doesn't matter what mid they play. As now reaching it. Hasn't reset just yet. Ansami's looking, but the Grubs, all 6 of them being taken out by Poppy Fox.
Oof, I think that is really going to hurt them later with the double ADCs here, able to just shred through these turrets later.
But look at the enchant crystal arrow, it is up. Cleanse available for Brum who wants to use it as well if he does get hit by this ultimate. Poppy walking down as well to see if he can do something in that bot lane yet again. I want to see what will happen next. It is gonna be. Let's see what happens. Dragon getting started up. Still the first Drake. It is gonna be open Drake. Was started up before by Onsami, but got stopped by Fuji.
And we're seeing the jungle. Sorry, not the jungle. We're seeing the dragon go ahead and get started. Looks very free for them as they take that out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all the objectives going towards the way of White Lotus right now, extending their goal lead by 4K at this time at 12 minutes. And you mentioned Fresh Burger, CS it perfectly. I think a big part of it as well is just being in this melee versus ranged matchup. It's so much easier, especially if you are someone like the Smolder or the Vayne in a solo lane against a melee. You're just so much easier, especially against a
Oh,
Poppy. As here comes
seeing the
the
Death
gust
Charge
of
go out
blows.
onto the Ashe. But do they sniff out the J4 here for the counter gank? I think we're going to see a really... Oh, there goes the Ashe R. Are we going to see a Cataclysm? I think so. And there's the Cataclysm catching both of the bot laners. Brum able to easily slide his way out of that. However, we got Aurora coming from the side. It looks like she does have her ult up. Are they going to catch these two? And the Aurora ult misses. Brum is able to walk away with his tail between his legs, as they say. No worries, I casted that whole part for you, Carter. That is unlucky. Well, given that Brum might get some extra commentary from you, maybe he is happy that I was the one who casted that little bit.
True.
Okay, we got Smolder now on his second Q evolution, able to completely destroy waves right in front of Poppy's face, may I add, with the grubs as well. First tower top is looking very possible here.
Yeah,
First tower bot is also looking very possible
Yep.
for White Lotus with the amount of grubs.
Indeed, very possible indeed. But let's see what is gonna happen now. We do see the timer right now, 15 seconds left ish for that Herald to spawn. At least I think that's what. Yeah. So at the 14-minute mark, it's gonna spawn. So we see the Herald fight coming out very soon. Bradley is here. My question for you is, with the status coming out, it's gonna be very easy for these AD carries to push in. But still, look at it. It is gonna be like a 30 CS lead, pretty much across the board. 30 CS lead mid, 30 CS lead in bot.
We're seeing a 60 CS
Yeah,
lead top. I just want to point that out.
I didn't want to mention it just to give help the homie out a bit, but yeah, that is a lead. As Spirit Prickness going in, has the Frozen Heart first item, so we'll sort of stop at least some of the attack speed. But you don't have any health just yet.
We're still seeing Brum in this bot lane. I'm a little concerned to see him.
Yeah, I don't know why they're sending
one matching Aurora here.
Yeah, they still be sending Shirokuro down there. Shirokuro will have an easier time against this Aurora with the cage, but instead it is going to be AD carry in solo lane, which I think he loses 9 times out of 10 as he's getting pushed out.
With the position he is now, yes. If he was perhaps an item and a half, I would think otherwise, but given that he is going against a Malignance Aurora, Malignance, as we know, very strong for Aurora.
With ultimate ready, Fuji might decide to go in though, getting some damage down. Electrocute, that's half his HP, but only one spell hitting.
That is half done. Oh, and Brum deciding to greed for the wave there, gets completely one-shot by the Malignance damage there. As we see another engage coming from...
Oh, but parallel convergence, but instead he will get knocked up. There goes Baby Cage, Poppy Fox, it within execute range, but Shirokuro couldn't go in much further. Bradley going for that dredge line, but thankfully enough, it didn't hit. And with 6 grubs, Fuji is just doing so much damage on these turrets. Here comes Onsami, parallel convergence will get him. And wants some more, but instead not enough damage just yet. That was an EQ and a pullback, and Ansami is almost dead. Fuji's still waiting.
Down to a quarter health and regretting, I think, those decisions. And we're still seeing Brum headed down towards the bot lane here.
Why, like, swap the positions? You see this in pro play, in competitive play, even in solo queue, but instead they're not doing it. Instead, top side. Freshburger, he called up Mom, and Mom was building pure epicness there, backing him all the way into his almost inhibitor turret there.
Sheesh. And we're seeing Fuji now just sitting here in the bush waiting. I hope we're not going to see a repeat of what we just saw a couple minutes ago to Brum.
A repeat might be it indeed. The pull back to E, so much damage. Between world is up, and right now the only world in is hers as Fuji survives with a nice ultimate to make sure that she can get out faster than healed college.
I really like the use of the ult passive there, being able to jump across multiple walls to get to safety. I think that was a very clever play by Fuji there.
Indeed, yeah, I agree that one as well. Very clever play indeed. Poppy will spot out the ward that Bradley just placed. Instead, it is going to be that control world ward.
Mountain Drake now spawned as we see big zoning coming from the side of White
Yeah,
Lotus
it was a full reset coming out from UHE, so they're not able to even contest this as... Yeah, they're looking for the perfect game right now for White Lotus. You know, none of their turrets are low at all. 6 grubs, about to be 2 drakes, and they want more, is what it seems like.
And Smolder is very far into this game. I think we're going to be seeing a Triforce coming from him in a couple minutes here. He was able to get the Essence Reverb
If
very
possible,
painlessly.
could we get a stack check from both Veigar and Smolder at soon? I do want to see what both these characters are at currently. Because I do not...
gold check would be nice as well.
Yeah, if possible, just in case. As Braum charged in on top of there. There goes the flag and try to catch it on time and not enough. Shirokuro waddling her way. We see 93 stacks for this Veigar, but so much damage on Braum and Asami! Oh, that was just an E! E and auto.
We didn't see the cage there by Shirokuro USA, not able to mitigate any of the damage that just got immediately sent to their backline. And she's going to go ahead and try to hold this turn while we see a big rotation coming from White Lotus, I think down to the bot side of the map.
Is on the hunt right now for Ansami. Between Worlds is up, looking to see what they can do here. Hunting for her prey. 3 big people, 3 big engages. Fuji, Poppy, and Braum. It's John. Well, rightfully so. When you see a cage come down, you don't want to fight that.
Definitely, and I think the
look at top lane.
Look at
top lane. Here's Fresh Burger, but the dredge line doesn't land just yet. And they
I like that UHE was recognizing what they needed to do in a situation like that was push for a play topside. That is always a good macro choice when it comes down to these decisions in game. If a big play is happening bot side, you want to also make a big play on top side. That is just basic cross map rules.
Basic cross map rules indeed. Ansami getting slowed down, chunked down. Another dredge line doesn't miss. Yeah, a lot of these dredge lines haven't been hitting this game, and as we know, Bradley, he's more known to be this enchanter player. He likes to play.
Looking for the Smolder here.
Looking for the Smolder. He knows something's fishy, but here comes the parallel convergence. Flap, flap, flap. A little bit too early from Ansami. Mom is called. Mom is beating up the enemy team. Pure Happiness getting oh so low.
Can we do a stack check on this Smolder? I'm just curious to see how close he is to having that big execute, as we know is an integral part of his kit.
Smolder, if possible. We're almost there. There it is. Oh my God, she hit it. What's the time? It's 19 minutes, bro. Enchanted Curse arrow lands on Ansami. Ansami couldn't do anything. Check his CC score for that one. He got perma-stunned there with everything hitting him. As you
mentioned, that is the danger of having someone like Ashe Braum. Is Ashe can so quickly proc that Braum passive.
Oh my God, indeed. Let's see what happens. Poppy Pox starting up the Baron with the rest of the squad.
Both their ADC is able to just shred through this Baron. I wonder if we're going to try and see a steal coming from the side of the
Killer Instinct didn't see anything, didn't spot anyone. Shirokuro gets tagged by the Winters below. And won't be a steal. That would have been crazy. Force a flash away. Will be Shirokuro. It's not. Yeah, this is looking more grim and grim as the time goes on. No objectives just yet for anything on this game for UHE JV.
Molder's still holding a very solid CCS per minute.
Oh, not Rocket, that was a good mom. They didn't know where Shirokuro was, and Shirokuro was really low beforehand.
As we know, the Veigar here is not going to be doing a lot of damage, opting to get that roll first. However, the cage still is a big tool. Fuji looking for Anthony here.
And Sami getting caught out just a bit, but forced to dodge because of parallel convergence. Shirokuro is coming in, using the cage. A little bit too early, in my opinion. As now...
I do agree. I don't think she wanted to announce her presence that early.
Yeah, but it is Shirokuro, you know, her presence is always known.
The aura.
As
the kids say it.
Yeah, as the kids say, you know, as the H1 freeway says, negative aura. I hate that side so much. I hope you know that.
I just recently drove past there with Henry, another
the former league coordinator. Yeah, you see
the second Elder Drake. The second Elder.
What was it? It was reckless driving is negative aura.
Yep, and I said the exact same thing.
I hate it. I hate this. I don't know what generation it is now, but someone did that. As Fresh Burger is getting free hits on both Pure Epicness and this tower. I mean, you have the Keeper's Verdict if you want to send him away, if you wanted to. Because with this, he might just go in further and further if he wanted to. Fresh Burger is getting chunking him down further and further.
Is he gonna go ahead
Backup,
and just kill him here?
but backup coming in. Pure
He
epicness.
might be dead.
A solo bolo for the Dragon of White Lotus as they want more. It's straight into the cage. Will be the between worlds as Shirokuro getting low and lower. Fresh Burger still alive, but barely. They want the smoke. They want the kill on Sami in their like swimwear. Another kill for this Fuji. The mountain of Japan is reigning over everyone right now on UHE. TP's coming in. They're going for the end potentially at 23 minutes. 8-0 and 0. Not a bloody game, but a very smart gameplay coming in from White Lotus.
I think they played exactly to what their win con needed to be, which was just get that smolder stacking, turn him into a monster as soon as possible, and they did exactly that.
Indeed. Slowly but surely looking to see if they can get all the waves pushing in. Poppy going for that bot side push. One Nexus turret falls. Cage goes down. It's John in a bad spot, but Sami, where'd you go, man? That's
disappeared.
4v5. Turrets falling. Nexus falling. Characters falling. There goes Shirokuro. Pure epicness and next. The Cataclysm will lock them all down as UHE going down 0-1 in this series. A perfect game from White Lotus.
That wasn't a. I think White Lotus played exactly to their strengths in that matchup, and UHE just simply wasn't able to keep up with the tempo that they were setting. We saw just across the board, not able to keep up with the CS numbers, the J4 able to read the UHE jungler kind of like a book, steal camps in his face, and then kill him afterwards. I'm hoping that we're able to sort of pressure more with the bot side and look for more of these wards, especially if we're going to be seeing J4 later in a game 2.
Yeah, especially what we saw from the bans in that first game, of course. We saw easily in the first rotation for White Lotus, the Seraphine, Shen, and the Kayn bans. They know what the priorities are for each of these champions. Shen, that's one of Pure Epicness's, I guess, go-to champions, if you will, along with the Kayn and the Seraphine, the two most iconic champions for this UHE JV squad.
We also saw Viego taken away from the jungler on the side of JV.
Yeah.
Viego also a really good champ that is able to somewhat solo carry games, as he's able to
become anyone.
Was able to steal a smolder there that could have turned the whole fight around for you.
Well, you have to get a kill in order to take someone, but you know that's a different story. But like you mentioned early, like before the game ended, they played their comp perfectly to a T. They knew what they wanted to do with the Ashe, the Braum, just maintaining pressure, and the Jarvan, he was everywhere in the top lane, helping out the smoke, in the mid lane, make sure that Shirokuro couldn't get stacks, and in bot lane, make sure they can push, which they push all the way.
And he was also there perfectly for a lot of the counter engages that we saw from bot lane. J4 was always there when Anthony was there, and it almost always worked in the favor of White Lotus.
But yeah, indeed, as hopefully UHE can bounce back from this game, as we're going to go into game 2 shortly after a break. So get some water, take a breather, because we'll be back with more Risen Unstoppable Fall 2024 action. See you soon. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the UH Esports Twitch stream of the Unstoppable Fall 2024 Risen season between UHE and White Lotus. White Lotus up 1-0 as we're already into the pick and ban phase errors. We see the Volibear, Talia, and Jinx for UHE, and then Nocturne, Aurel, and Callista, for White Lotus. This is going very fast.
I really like the bot lane that I'm seeing from White Lotus. It does take a lot of finesse to pull this off. I think Talia is a good. I'm already assuming this is Talia support, as I know it's one of UHE JV's supports, one of his comfort picks, which is it's always good to be in a comfort pick. But I'm interested to see how he plays this Talia into Rel, since you have to play it very before Rel does anything. If that makes sense, you have to sort of predict her engages, because otherwise your E's not going to be very valuable here.
Yeah, we still don't know if this is a Yone or a Yone mid or top, really, this one. So Ari going to get picked for Shirokuro. And lastly, it will be
What are we going to see?
for the top laner for pure
Oh, we're
epicness.
going to see Ornn, perhaps? We got a hyper carry Jinx here in the bot lane, upgraded
Ornn
Ornn items.
would be amazing.
Olaf.
Um,
Um,
is this Volibear top? Olaf top? Does pure epicness play
I've never seen either of these picks from our top laner on UHE JV side. I have seen the volley picked up by Anthony before. I still remember one of his iconic deaths in one of the games that I spectated of him as he ulted in place and died in front of a dragon.
You can say he was on his way for that one, and it's going to be a Gragas locked in, so that should be a Gragas top lane. And Yone, so
I think Gragas top would be very good here into a volley. I'm not sure how it would do into an Olaf, given that Olaf will just start slapping him if he is in.
if you are Brom, good luck, brother. Because that is a very scary team to play against as a Jinx, especially if you're a Jinx that doesn't get her past her excitement passive. You're just gonna get Nocturne ulted, you're gonna get Rel engage, Yone out of nowhere, Gragas casted. Yeah, you're gonna in for a bad time.
I think White Lotus here, short of UHE managing to get some picks here, I think White Lotus just in the skirmish, the 2v2, the 3v3, and the 5v5 just have a much stronger comp. We are seeing that they are a little more favored on the AD damage side. Volibear pretty good into AD damage. Olaf able to heal through a lot of AD damage. I am interested to see what build the Gragas is going to go, given that they have two very high AP mage carries in Talia and Ari. However, I think Callista and Rel on top of you have Nocturne CC, you have Yoni with his double knockups, right? All these types of CC that we've already mentioned. I think White Lotus is in a much stronger spot after this draft.
Yeah, very much stronger spot. Very, very, very scary draft coming out from White Lotus. Like I said, once paranoia hits, man, everyone will be
Mm.
paranoid. That's the best way to put it.
If
Especially
Callista sets up her passive on Gragas with the Rel with her Magnet Storm, I think that is going to be a frightening combo.
yikes. Indeed, indeed, and see how that plays out. Because Jinx Talia is not a common bot lane you see a lot, but it is a very aggressive bot lane with how much damage they can output to you.
Mm-hmm.
But if Rel is able to get it's John able to get a really good engaged initially,
Mm-hmm.
we've seen Kalitas pop off, especially at Worlds. We've seen Kalitas do
Mm.
so much damage. Shout
And
out
as
to
we've been looking at
Haze.
LCK and LPL in the solo queue ladders, we see that some of the top solo queue leaders right now, I always like to watch Viper on the side of LCK. They are spamming this Callista with this new lethal tempo because she is just able to output so much onto her
I
passive
mean,
and her E doing so much damage with the amount of spears you're able to land.
speaking of Viper, he got clapped by Paze last night. Who was playing that Kalista? I
You
got you,
know,
buddy.
I did specify solo queue here. Solo queue LCK LPL.
Ah, Sodas, I see, I see. Yeah,
Mm.
very fair, very fair. But man, it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out though, as we're slowly gonna be loading in. I do want to know if this is gonna be an Olaf or Volibear in the top or jungle.
My prediction is Voli in the jungle, Olaf on the top side of the map.
Probably. Which hey, that's not bad at all. I mean, like you mentioned, you have seen Ansami play it before, and he's comfortable in the champion. Didn't go out too well though, so we'll see if that means anything.
Well,
Olaf versus
I'm
Greg.
interested to see what build Volley decides to go here. If he decides to go for the more bursty Riftmaker build, or if he decides to go for the very W-oriented build. Although W
Yeah.
build Volley is only something I really see in the top lane. I haven't seen it much in the jungle.
Oh yeah, no, trust me, I had that game recently. He went 1-8,
Ah.
and then he had a mental breakdown in
Oh.
game. That's the
Ooh.
game I started talking about. Remember?
Yep. Now it's coming back to me, and I'm hoping that the UHE comms don't reflect that game.
No, wait, chill. Hopefully it doesn't do that. But yeah, overall, I do want to see how the junglers play out. Like we mentioned, Nocturne, not an early game ganker, more same, a lot more focused on farming up. Like we've seen before at Worlds, where Levi got like that very early paranoia. So honestly, if White Lotus is able to, if you are UHE, you want to make sure you track where this Nocturne is to see what level he is. If you can do some invades on him, especially with Talia and Volibear. If Volibear can get a good stun on top of the Nocturne, Talia can burst him down very quickly. Even though if it is support, you still do a lot of damage with your abilities.
I think White Lotus really wants these short CC heavy fights where they're able to burst people down, but I think UHE later into the game especially will be able to play a lot more towards these slow fights. Wait
Hmm.
out for the volley to be able to get the good engage. You have a lot of good poke coming from Jinx's range with
Oh yeah.
her W, and then you have Talia over there just throwing rocks, doing lots of damage. I think towards the later stages of the game, if UHE is able to safely hit all of their item spikes, potentially earlier than White Lotus, then the longer fights will favor UHE.
Indeed, yeah. We can see. But like I mentioned earlier, man, good luck to Brum. Good luck. That's the best way to put it, because he's not gonna. Once level 6 happens for everyone in this game, everyone is a threat against him. Because his team will go in, Volibear will go in, all of a run in. Ari will just shift in as well, and then
Mhm.
the screen goes dark, and then as soon as it uncovers, Jinx is dead.
Jinx is dead. You know, Yone's probably sitting there with 3 items finished as he just finished ulting right into Jinx as well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we've all been there. We've all seen Yones do that. You know, they slow you down. They have their Borg and they just chunk you down instantly. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, especially with Yone as well, you're able to make it so when you do use your E, you can extend yourself. You're able to just, especially if you do have Demolish, you can just get these turrets so fast and so well early on. I mean,
2
so
minutes out.
we'll probably see that happening as slowly but surely we're going to be loading into the Rift. We're in that 2 minute spectator, or 3 minute spectator, but we're in the 2 minutes left for us. But yeah, any prediction this game for yourself, Eris?
I think that based on last game, I think that if Volley's able to maintain the tempo with the Nocturne, um, I'd like to say the top side of UHE I favor. Again, I'm going to say that. Um, but last time I put heavy confidence in the UH top side, they did let me down. So I'm going to go ahead and just follow what you're saying, which is pray for Broom, basically, here. I think
All
if
right.
your Jinx
Well,
is able to get ahead, that
all right,
would be
everyone, a
really
moment
good.
of silence for the Brum prayer circle. You know, may he not get explosive cast into the Yone, into the Royal Magnus Storm, into the Fate Sealed,
Oh, this is a
into the
long prayer.
Paranoia.
Oh, I guess we're still going.
Please, please, no, nah, man. Because
Oh.
it's gonna be a scary game for himself. I mean, he had to position himself perfectly in a lot of these team fights to make sure that they have enough vision to see where this Yone or Gragas will be. Because a lot of times you will be seeing both the solo laners for White Lotus trying to get these cheeky flanks to see if they can get good
Mhm.
angles to sort of catch out Brum or Bradley in these fights. Because a lot of times, like you'll be seeing a lot of the damage coming out from this overall from this bot lane of UHE, not just Brum but
Mhm.
also Bradley.
Mhm. Another thing that I want to point out is going to be the fights played by Callista. Like, unless she's able to sort of maintain in her attack range, I think if Volley and Olaf jump on her, similar to what we were talking about with Brum's situation, then she's just going to die. Because once she's in that range where she's not able to maintain her constant kiting with her passive, nothing's going to stop Olaf and Volley from just running her down. So I think if
So
she gets caught out, that is something to look for.
I have just been informed by our producer that it is actually going to be Volibear top and Olaf jungle this game.
Oh,
So, what does that change for your predictions a bit? Any other scenarios you can think of? Because yeah, it's gonna be Olaf on Sami on this Olaf, trying to see what he can do here,
hmm.
and
So we have two
it
junglers
who gonna be
who
farming.
aren't gonna gank. I
Yes,
mean, we have Nocturne who is gonna gank at 6, but I can't think of a time where.
Olaf will just be trying to fight for these
Mm,
objectives as we are going to be loading into our game 2 of the Risen Unstoppable Fall 2024 season. As you see on the scoreboard, White Lotus up 1. And never mind,
ooh.
wait, we have been baited again. It is actually
It
Volibear
is the
jungle.
volley in the jungle.
We have been baited
Okay.
again. Never mind. So, prediction, override it again.
UHE past 35 minutes, take the dub.
Okay, you heard it first from Mr. Eris. It is gonna be 35 minutes. It's gonna be a UH win. You know, if not, oh, it is gonna be the third loss potentially for
What is
UHE.
your prediction here? That is my prediction.
Shiroko's gonna get a solo kill. She's gonna get a solo kill. Trust.
Hmm.
All right,
Oh, well,
because
she already took a winning trade, so hey.
indeed, but and look at the bot lane. The bushes right now, they are in there. As it is going to be an invade as well from Poppy. Thank you, Observer. I didn't see that
Cheeky.
happening. Very cheeky indeed. They didn't catch it out. There was no vision as... And they
Oh
warded the
my.
red buff as well, so they spotted out where he was. And it was a cheeky sort of bot play as well for this squad of Brum and
Ooh,
Bradley.
I'm liking the matching colors from the bot lane in White Lotus.
Oh, yeah. They got the matching colors indeed. Honestly, hey, and as we see, what was that? Sort of like a brown,
Whoa.
tan,
-1 for
blue.
Brum. I just saw him miss one.
Yeah, but they do get level 2 as well. We
Ooh.
might see the engage coming in from that one.
Oh, very close with the W.
Very close indeed, but not close enough. Looking at mid lane, trying to get
Olaf looking
vision.
good top.
Yeah, getting chunked down just a little bit though. Has the pots, has the biscuits, and they do have a nice ward placement as well to catch out when you do see this Volibear go towards the Scuttle Crab.
Hmm. Um, in a sort of lull period, I think we're going to be in a lull period for a minute from these junglers. Nothing much to watch other than the lanes here, as both are just trying to reach that crucial level 6 spike.
Yeah, a crucial spike in the top side. It looks Pure Pain is getting a little bit lower and lower, so same for the mid lane. Already we see Shield Curl backing up already, but still that's a pot, so we'll cancel that back. Bot
I'm
lane.
liking the. It seems to me, at least just from observing, that our bot lane seems a lot more comfortable on their champs, which I love to see from us. It looks like he's playing rather passive with the Kalista. Whenever I like to play Kalista, I like to be a little more in their face, a little more abusive of the fact that I can sort of just jump around. But
Yeah.
Broom doing a good job to sort of keep her away with that rocket form on Jinx.
That reminds me when I played with him, he was playing Kyle, I was playing around, and I was like, I'm going, and he's like, whoa, 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 and he just has to follow me up. So you just have to force them to do stuff, really. If you are going to be playing these aggressive engagements with Kaisa, you pretty much have to be like, we're going in, Ethan. We're going in, bro.
Yes,
Let's do this.
this Rel has seemed to be a little hyper passive, which is good for the side of UHE. But I would like to see this Rel make use of the fact that her unmounted form does have that shield.
Oh, but
and we're
Brum
ooh.
up in there had the barrier, no cleanse. There's going to be the engage, but and then the fear coming out from Brum getting lower and lower, the barrier getting popped. Look at the health bars. Disgrace is low. Brum.
Oh, I think Brum could have gotten in there and gotten a passive, but we're seeing some summoners blown by the bot side of the map. Kalista taking a lot of damage in that trade. I think if they stayed any longer, White Lotus did a good job of sort of noticing when, okay, maybe this is a little too much. Maybe we take the summoners.
Indeed, and very nervous there, but in the end, like you mentioned, a lot of blown summoner spells, mostly just from UHE. But here comes going to be a cancel back from on Fresh Burger.
And we got the ghost coming down.
In from pure epicness, going in for
Solo
more and more. Might be the solo kill, but it's not far enough. The undertow was just under him.
That was a good. That was a good job, I think, by the Olaf for noticing the Gragas there. We are going to have Ghost gone from the Olaf 3-6, so that is going to sort of limit his power
And
a little
Flash,
bit. However,
and Flash.
Yep. Flash is gone from the Gragas, though, meaning that he can be stopped by a body slam.
True, true. There is going to be a potential there. TP is coming in now from this Greg to make sure he can catch this wave. Another back away from him. Oh, but the flash and the mount coming on top of Brum. So much damage. No flash, no barrier. Nice chompers. We'll chomp him down at one more tick. First blood going over to Disgrace, and a very disgraceful positioning from this Jinx.
Jinx being a little too far, not respecting the pressure that Rel is able to put up as she just slapped Bradley in the face there a couple times.
Yeah, like she was just by herself the whole time. Like Brum, he didn't have a support, didn't have the vision, didn't know where this Rel was.
Good Hex Flash by Rel there, noticing the disrespect from the Jinx. A little abuse of the fact that we have some off-tempo backs from the bot side of UHE here. Kayla able to get that wave pushed in.
We got the grubs this game, let's go!
As we're able to have mid and top push there to be able to take those. That is new, that is improvement, that is what I like to see.
Improvement indeed. I mean, compared to last game, no kills, no objectives, already up compared to game number 1 for UHEJV. Now, slowly but surely, trying to see
Still
what
seeing roughly a 2k deficit though for the side of UHE.
Yeah, a lot of that, pretty much like 500 each coming out from each lane, really. If you look at it, just 20 CS lead bot lane, 20 CS lead top lane. There goes both of cast. Slow Bomba indeed. No ultimate yet for pure epicness, but should be able to get out. No cask, no flash for the Fresh Burger.
I think should the Gragas stay here, as soon as Olaf is 6, he can start looking for an opportunity. Having a lot of healing in his kit. Oh, that might not have been a trade that he wanted to take.
He has a biscuit and he has the pots available if you wanted to heal up just a bit. Still very much down in experience this game. And again, Nocturne stole the chickens again.
And Nocturne looks like he's just going to go ahead and take the Ocean Drake here by himself as well. why not? His bot lane is there to help him out. As we
Yep.
see Kayla not able to move here. Volley looking like he's giving this up in their bot lane on a rough reset timer. The first
Very
pick gonna go ahead and go over to White Lotus.
White Lotus right now doing a very good job with how they play around the map. A lot of good movements for themselves. Top side. Purificness still hasn't backed just yet. Explosive Cask, almost a quarter of the way there for
Oof.
Fresh Burger here. If he wants to go all in once that ability is up.
I'm very curious to see where the Volibear decides to go here. We see bot sides on reset. We see a ping going down to the top side.
Kings coming out. Undertow does land. It goes almost up as well. Undertow lands again. There goes the CC immune. The flash engage. A kill for pure epicness. And
Anthony
bro,
with his with his ult in place, my favorite combo.
it's the flash Q ult in place. The GOAT.
The signature Anthony combo.
On that is something.
I tried to have a discussion with him last week about sometimes maybe the ult isn't needed for the damage there, but that time I'm gonna go ahead and level with him. Maybe that damage is needed.
It's just aura. As I was saying before, we're here. Speaking of aura, paranoia and the engage on Ethan forces the flash, the barrier, still getting pulled in. There's gonna be the fear as Poppy Fox on the board yet again.
Well, Leighton, that was exactly how you called things would line up for Brom at the level 6 spike here that we saw for Nocturne. Now level 7. We're seeing a little bit of an even level matchup. Bot play.
Oh, the mount up, the flash in, the stun from the Shattering Shrek will shatter the bot lane of UHE. As look at the health bar of Yone. Olaf is not there just yet, but the explosive cast gets 2. Looking for more. The Bomba indeed. Fresh Burger with the fresh play.
I'm not sure. And the fight is still going, and we are still
going. Flash is still up for both of them. Goes with the slow coming in. There is Poppy. Shirokuro with the charm. Pure epicness with one. But here comes it's John. It's another kill going over to White Lotus. 6-2 on the board with a 3K gold lead.
Rel doing a really good job of moving up there, recognizing that her job bot lane was done and was there to punish the fact that Shirokuro USA was very much so overstayed. Very much so indeed.
Holy. That's all I'll say here. Holy. As the Grubs, the second batch of Grubs spawning up. Volibear is up along with the rest of the squad. No ultimate available just yet for the Stormbringer, but he will spot out.
Are we fighting
Poppy
again?
Fox. Fighting indeed. Always perma fighting, but instead.
You know me, I love watching DK. Let's see some handshaking fights.
Handshake indeed, but here comes it's John. It's John for another play. Here comes Fresh Burger. Pure epicness along. It's going to be a 3 versus 4.
Shirokuro is here as well.
Shirokuro 4v4 as Bradley cover mid. Charm lands on top of the
Bradley
Yone.
is here. We have the Talia E, which we know will be a big thing in these fights with champions with so much dashes, Yone and Rel.
Dashing through the river comes the paranoia of everyone. But instead, he will not get that grub. Smite too early at 2 HP. Going for more. The fates haven't been sealed just yet, but it might not be needed as the Magnet Storm pulls them all in. One by one, they're falling. The Fresh Bird going for one more kill. Shirokuro the charm.
There it is.
But he will survive. Bradley looking to be next. The mount's up.
Oh my god.
And the combo, so much damage.
Wow.
This Gragas is
the
chunky.
There, I think,
as a flash engage from Disgrace. The W, it won't be enough. The Rend will mend.
Across the map, really well played fights by White Lotus here. The flash E from Gragas being a huge part of that. The Realm Magnet Storm keeping everyone in. And then just a bit of disrespect from the side of Ethan on this Callista's damage. As we can see, she has all the components now for her board and is able to completely shred through this 0-3 now Jinx.
I mean, she got the boots enough said. You know, once you got boots, she auto attacks a lot faster. And if you're a Jinx with no flash, you gotta be careful, man. It is
also,
what it is.
I want to point out 2 levels down between the ADCs in this game.
Yeah, a lot of that because unfortunately for Brum. Down 3 deaths, well, up 3 kills for this Callista. Right now in the game, the kills 2 to 10. A kill per minute so far in this game. Pure epicness. Walking slowly towards Fresh Burger. Charm doesn't land. There's gonna be the armor up, landing on top of him, looking for more. Shirokuro, let's be careful. There's gonna be some more
Talia
damage.
trying to do her best.
Brother, trying their damnedest. As we've seen time and time again, UHE supports playing this Talia pick. I'm pretty sure the Talia pick for UHE has a very negative win rate.
I am fairly sure you are correct. I believe our Zoe support actually has a higher win rate than our Talia support.
Excuse me?
Yep, you heard me right. I believe Brandon had either 1 or 2 wins on varsity during his time here at UHE as that Zoe support.
I have no comment on that one.
Me neither. I played against him once in solo queue and did not like it. And we see the second jungle going.
Oh, I remember watching that game. Yeah, as it is going to be a mountain soul for this game. Like you mentioned, Chem check Dragons finish up by them. 2 Drakes for them. If a former UHE coordinator was here, he'd be saying 2 Drake curse. But with how this game is going, I'm not sure the curse will be coming into effect.
And we are seeing a bunch of first items now appearing for the side of UHE. We have Malignance coming in for Ari, Kraken for the Jinx. Hopefully we're going to be seeing some other first items here soon. The ult going down on Olaf as he attempts to run away, however getting bombed back. Are we going to see a body slam?
Oh, body slam indeed. Kill for 1 for the Grags with the fat man. But here comes Paranoia, lands on him. He is nearsighted, farsighted, feared. He's everything. Ooh. But the chain CC as Poppy Fox goes down to Ansami. Ansami getting knocked up though, not in a good position. The damage, but the thunder crashes down as double kill for Ansami. The bear is hungry, he's feasting, and he wants more.
That is exactly what we needed to see coming from the side of UHE here.
Oh, bro.
A spark of hope, a spark of hope.
Spark of hope indeed. But this ain't Star Wars. I'm not sure if we're ready for the 3rd act just yet of this series, as we're still in the 2nd phase. As now, looking at Fuji, man, up 60 CS.
Fuji might be, I think, one of the players I might be looking at for MVP of this series so far. He's always consistently ahead in CS, and his pressure around the map cannot be ignored. His bot lane split push has been deadly. As he catches...
Oh, Fate sealed. Won't connect. A flash away for Brum. Chomper's a little too late. As the Herald started up by White Lotus. Smite, Rend, yeah, enough said.
Well, and Callista able to just completely destroy that. Since I was mentioning who you think was the MVP of this game, what are you thinking?
I think that's fair. It's either going to be the jungle or the mid laner for White Lotus. Poppy Fox as well was so crucial last game, especially on top of that Jarvan. He was pretty much everywhere along with Fuji as top lane. We do see the Strider coming out from pure epicness, slowing down just a bit, but Phase Rush is a lot faster in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
Slowly trying to
We
make
are
sure
looking now at a... oh no, Henry the mascot is going to be mad at me. We're looking at about a 7k deficit from the side of UHE now.
Oh no, 7k deficit. Just about there. Dragon in 2 minutes. Ansami gets fought up by a ward. Is he going for an invade? Is he doing the Ansami special?
I think they might be looking for Fuji here in the bot lane. Shirokuro USA pinging.
You see the pings coming out. Getting closer. The charm does land. He has to go back. He's going back. Look at bot lane. They're going to be fighting some more. He gets pulled back into his passive. But looking at the damage chart flash away for Fuji. The paranoia will be enough as Mount Fuji will not crumble.
Will he die? Will he die?
The god himself of thunder will fall. The gods may bleed as the mountains stay strong.
Just a beautiful rotation from the side of White Lotus there, as we're seeing Callista get caught.
Disgrace! Disgrace to his honor as a
Beautiful.
shutdown goes over to Brom. Finally, a breath of relief for the Jinx.
Bradley there with a very good ult as we see Harrow being crashed into bot side. I believe this should be a tier 2 turn for the side of White Lotus. Yone able to grab onto the Jinx there with his ultimate. Will it be enough? It will be enough.
I was
The Nocturne.
just gassing up Brom, and that does happen, unfortunately. 1 and 4 for himself. Grabs a cloak along with 2 daggers. Fuji trying
Will
to
he be able to run it off again?
Flash engage from
Nice.
Bradley. The bear might not do it, but Bradley can. Weaving through the walls. That's
Bradley
another
doing
shutdown.
really good in these last 2 picks, able to pick out the Callista and then Mount Fuji. I'm gonna call it Mount Fuji now, the name's gonna stick.
Hey man, right man, he is the mountain for this team, man. He has been doing so much work. As now with Fuji being down, but TP is available, Dragon spawning up in a couple of seconds. As
The
Will,
one thing that I think can't be forgotten is the fact that Yone will finally be able to use all of that gold that he was just collecting, being able to farm up in the bot side.
yeah, as that is gonna be an Infinity Edge along with a Blade of the Rune King. Olaf finally coming
Fuji
in.
does
Oh,
have TP here.
we'll see our first 5-5 potentially going in, getting lower and lower. What will Ansami do? Ansami getting lower and lower. Cham that's on top of it. John, look at the TP coming in from Fuji. Fuji coming in, Fate Seal, not up just yet. Let's go in though, get some damage on top of Brum. Look at Brum getting lower and lower. Look at the dragon though, getting lower as well. The casket will land. Paranoia coming in. What will they go in just yet? Going on top of the bear. Bear forced to use the Thundering Strike, but instead going back in with the Magnusword. Format Magnusword on top of UHE. The damage from the Callista getting lower and lower. John will fall, but so will the bear. Looking for more damage. The Fate Seal will seal the fate of Brum as Brother trying to do so much more damage on top of Disgrace. Disgrace surviving. Disgrace putting honor back onto himself as a clean 4 more and more. Not clean 5-0. Unfortunately, John did fall,
close.
but 4 members down for UHE. That should be an easy mid-take
At
for
least
White
Inhib
Lotus.
is gone here. That was a beautiful combination of the Callista and the Rel, like we talked about before. The ult right into the Magnet Storm.
I mean, they couldn't see it. It was the paranoia. It was just so much darkness.
Beautifully played by the side of White Lotus. They know exactly how to play towards their team fight strength. Fuji able to perfectly get his ult there to grab another pick. Oh, and we see the counter pick coming through.
More coming in. Fuji finally falling to Bradley. So will the Nocturne. There's the Ren. Here comes Shirokuro. Look at Disgrace. Disgrace still surviving. The flash in. That's gonna be shut down, going over to pure epicness, but Brum will also fall. 2 versus 3. Charm doesn't land. He might be able to. There's gonna be a. That was a more mana proc coming in from Fresh Burger. Undertow will slow him down.
Ooh.
There goes the ultimate, sort of cutting him off. Shut down. Finally, a kill for the untiltable demon queen herself, Shirokuro.
I think they did a great job there over punishing the overstay that they saw from the side of White Lotus. Some big gold, hopefully sliding over to the right people as we're seeing Anthony now at 4 kills, Jinx getting her 2nd kill there. Hopefully working towards, I think, a Phantom Dancer is what we're building here. Phantom Dancer in a very strong 2-item core for Jinx.
Especially against a team like this, where you're gonna be walking a lot, as in the more damage going on top of John, but Paranoia lands on top of Bradley, along with the Fate Sealed, forced to use Stormbringer to get away, and that is gonna be 1 person down for UHE. I don't think you can contest this Baron any longer.
I don't think they're going to be able to contest this either. We see Volley with no ultimate now. Maybe a Jinx Rocket. We can cope. A Jinx Rocket steal. Are we even going to see an attempt? I don't think we're going to see an attempt.
Rocket. No.
Oh, wait, it's flying. Oh.
It's flying high, and it's going to be a field goal going over to White Lotus.
Arcane Season 2 not looking so good.
Jesus Christ. Not wrong indeed.
The combination that I've been seeing from this Yone and this Nocturne is very potent.
Yeah, I mean, not just that, like, one of the last fights, we saw the explosive cast into the Fate Sealed as well, which is such a good combination, because you just knocked them into the wall, especially if they're in the jungle, and the Fate Sealed on top of that wall as well will pretty much secure at least 2 or 3 of them. As here comes Fuji on top of Pure Epicness. Pure Epicness has the pickaxe, had the Stride
There it
Breaker,
is.
pulls back, but Poppy's still gonna connect in the end with Paranoia.
Yone doing massive damage now with that 2 item of Bork and IE.
I mean, he is one of the Wind Brothers for a reason. Fate sealed almost up, and that might just seal the game for UHE
Wind Brother
potentially.
turning into Wind Brother. Alright, I tried it. I had to try.
I respect it, but Fate sealed. Finally gonna be back up in just a little bit. Have to be very careful. Brom is gonna be located in the mid lane, pushing, trying to get the shove in because of the super minions. I think you just give this turret up, honestly.
I
At this
think you
point.
do give up and you play around the fact that, as I was talking about Phantom Dancer earlier, Jinx was able to pick that up off of some of the farm that she was able to get from bot side.
Like, if Bradley or Ansami falls here, that might just be the game.
I believe they can't afford to be losing Bradley here. Oh,
Oh,
we're
but
seeing the
look
Kalista.
at the potential engage, not just yet. The fate was called, but wasn't sealed, thankfully enough. But the fate
Anthony.
might be sealed here to pull back some damage. The Stormbringer will bring a kill over to White Lotus, as look at Disgrace getting
Olaf is
lower
in
and
there.
lower. But instead, it'll be a double kill going over to this
Oh,
Yone.
no.
The fate has been sealed for Brum. Instead, it'll be a kill. The Magnus Storm as
Wait,
well.
wait.
Bradley, the excited.
Beautiful.
They're excited. Brum's still alive. Disgrace had to back up. Poppy's still alive.
Oh,
But
man.
look at the base. It is in shambles. As an
Grog
inhibitor.
is able to bring this Baron buff straight to the Nexus.
Straight to the Nexus. Explosive cast not up, thankfully enough. This bot lane of UHE.
I
It's
am
all
keeping my eye on the Nocturne ult, which is now halfway to being back up.
backs against the walls. UHE, they have to give it their all to stay alive. But I'm not sure if their all is enough just yet, as Mountain Soul on the table for White Lotus. The Rend is all what they need from Kalista. Slowly
Mountain
but
Soul on
surely
Rel
taking it.
looking very dangerous here.
Rel,
Very, very dangerous.
Gragas, Yone, pretty much everyone but Kalista on this team, really.
Seen the BF sword get picked up for the Jinx. Hopefully she is able to look for resets. I still think Jinx is a very strong asset to have in these fights right now. Olaf still doing massive damage to the backline of White Lotus here. I think if Egen was able to get a reset there in the last fight, we would have been able to see a little bit more from them, but unlucky. It seems like the top side, Anthony and Pure Epicness, are somewhat disjointed from the rest of their team when it comes to these team fights.
Unfortunately, yeah. I mean, that's one of the benefits of designated shock caller for your kind of team, to make sure you focus up and you don't get too disjointed in these chaotic moments. Potentially the final fight for this series. White Lotus looking to get a clean 2-0 victory. Charm lands on top of Freshburger. The casket, it lands. Fear Brigades forced to flash away the paranoia. Just sort of dissuade any form of engage. The W engage with the Fate's call. The 3-man destroy with the Fate's steal. Triple kill going over to the Gragas. He wants more. Looking for the Penta. Instead of be the Red going over on top of the Volibear. Last woman standing. Shiro Kuro.
Unkillable Demon Queen.
The unkillable Demon Queen might fall here, as the Nexus will fall. 0-3 will be the record for UHE. Unfortunate chain of events for this squad.
Wow. A beautiful game, I think.
Yeah.
A beautiful game by White Lotus. Absolutely beautiful game.
I mean, like you mentioned in game one, they knew how to play their comp for both games, really.
And the combination of ultis, as we mentioned in the draft leading up to this game, is just beautiful. The Nocturne, the Yone, and then the synergy between the Kalista ult and the Rel Magnet Storm, as well as the cask from Gragas, just all being used, I think, to perfect effects in all of these team fights that we saw throughout this game.
So good, such good synergy from White Lotus. And if you are, and it's unfortunate as well for UHE, like we mentioned, down 0-3. Fortunately enough, I do believe next week they do have a bye, if I'm not mistaken. So they get able to regroup just a bit, talk it over. Unfortunately, like we keep on seeing, they haven't really had their full overall team playing in these Risen matches. We either see someone like Bradley or Broom missing, or this week Fujinaka Fanboy missing as well. So we have yet to see the full five play together, really.
Fujinaka fanboy, as we know, being another Fuji for the side of UHE, he's a really big, I think, integral part in how UHE plays their games. He's very strong in these champs. Similar also to Yone, these
Yeah,
very
actually.
these very hand check champions that are able to do a ton of damage and just take over games by themselves. I think that might have indirectly led to UHE's loss this week. Um, and I, yeah, I think I got to look up that mid laner that was on White Lotus. That guy seemed to really know what he was doing.
I mean, like you mentioned, probably the MVP of this series right now for this squad of White Lotus. They're 2-1 right now. Their only loss being against BBB, who is one of the two O teams.
Yeah, hopefully we're able to. I mean,
I mean,
hopefully we're able to see some wins come up from UHE because I would like to see a rematch of this game with our side of
yeah.
Fuji.
I mean, luckily enough, in week 5, so after the week break for us, we are going against the other defeated team, one of the defeated teams of
Surely we win.
TFF 5G. I mean, after this, it is going to be an more of an easier road for UHE, and if they do want to try and secure themselves a spot in the playoffs, they have to win every single game after this.
Something that I remember from my time in my winless season with JV was the fact that we started playing with the idea that just imagine the enemy team loses to us, what it does to their mental. I think that is not that that's how they should be playing, but that's
It,
still an interesting thing you can throw out there is
that is a
destroy the
good old
top
NA
team's mentals.
mentality. That's the NA mentality right there. But unfortunate turn of events for UHE League of Legends. But there's still a lot of things happening for UH Esports right now. I do know tonight, I believe, there is going to be a community night at the iLab. So if you are going to be there, check it out. It's going to be a Deadlock community night. It's a MOBA, but also a FPS game. So if you want to check it out for Deadlock tonight, I believe 5 p.m. at the iLab. So if you're there, check it out. Yeah. Any last words
I
there
don't
before
think I
we
will
sign
be
off?
showing up, but hey, maybe you should show up. No. Any last words? I think UHE they tried really hard to deal with the fact that they were missing some of their core players, and I think they still made a pretty good showing considering the circumstances that they were in. And I'm excited to see the rest of the season, both for White Lotus and for UHE.
Yeah, great words indeed. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching today for this League of Legends broadcast on the UH Esports channel. Of course, thanks as well to production for today. Of course, shout out to Pogchip in the background. Make sure everything's running well. And of course, to Kami, our producer for today, and Samantha, our observer. That shout out to all you guys. And of course, my co-caster, Eric. Thanks for being here today. I know we are hoping for more from UHE, but and unluckily didn't happen. But that has been it for this stream. See you guys next time on UH Esports channel. Have a good one.
See ya.